dear students. Today we are diving into a fascinating chapter titled Going Places by A.R. Barton. But before we get started, here is a big question for you. Who do you think is right? The dreamer who dares to challenge reality, or the realist who understands the harsh truth of the world? This chapter actually leaves us with that very dilemma. So let's unravel its deeper meaning together. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis of your English chapters. And if you find this video helpful, make sure to like, share and comment. I would simply love to hear your thoughts. So let's get started. This story introduces us to Sophie, a young girl with a big imagination, living in a simple working class family. Her life is quite plain, but her dreams are anything but plain. She talks about her grand plans like owning a boutique, becoming a manager, or even a famous actress or famous designer. These dreams reflect her desire for a life of glamour and success. She actually wants to break free from societal constraints. Her dreams provide her temporary escape from her mundane and predetermined life. Yet, what Sophie does not realize is that dreams alone are not enough. Achievements demand effort, resources, and relentless perseverance. Things Sophie is yet to comprehend. Jancy, on the other hand, is Sophie's complete opposite. Though they are classmates and good friends, Jancy is grounded, practical, and mature. She knows that their future is already mapped out, most likely working in the local biscuit factory. Yes, they are earmarked for biscuit factory. She does not believe in chasing unrealistic dreams. Instead, she believes in accepting reality. She, being a loyal friend of Sophie's, she tries to bring Sophie back to the ground, urging her to be sensible. But Sophie simply waves off Jancy's words and advice, unwilling to let reality fade the shine of her dreams. The story then takes us into Sophie's home. At home, Sophie's world of dreams clashes with the harsh realities of life. Her family is practical, grounded, and painfully aware of their economic struggles. Her father never entertains her wild stories. Rather, he always reminds her of their poor conditions, urging her to be sensible before she gets hurt because of her imagination and being indulged in wild stories. Dreamy world. He knows that indulging in unrealistic dreams could lead to disappointment, frustration, and even low self esteem. Sophie's mother appears to be a typical homemaker burdened with domestic responsibilities. She had resigned to her dairy life and was symbolic of suppressed desires. In their household, there is little room for ambitions. Survival and realism actually overshadowed dreams and aspirations. The only member in the family who listened to her fantasies patiently and never used to make fun of her stories like others is her elder brother Geoff. As he is not very communicative, she had full trust in him and was comfortable sharing her secret with him. Words had to be prized out of him, and this made Sophie desperate to know about his life outside their home. She felt jealous of his silence. Silence symbolizes, actually, his brother's silence symbolizes a world of freedom, glamour, and sophistication. World which was beyond her real world. Sophie hoped that his affection could bring her closer to this exciting and unknown world. She longed to be a part of it. In her mind, Geoff is her bridge to this exciting unknown world. She believes that one day he will take her there. And she starts imagining the moment Geoff in his black leather coat, and then she in her elegant yellow dress, stepping into a world that welcomes them with applause and admiration. But the question here is this world a real world, or is it just another dream of Sophie's? Sophie's interaction with her family show the conflict between personal dreams and family expectations. Her father's sarcastic remarks, her younger brother Derek's straightforward rejection of Sophie's unrealistic dreams, and her mother's resigned sigh reflect a family that has learned to suppress its desires in the face of economic hardship. And yet, Sophie refuses to let go her dreams. She always remains in her dream world, no matter how unrealistic they may be. But the question remains, will dream alone ever be enough to escape reality? Ponder over this question. Desperate to capture her brother's attention and become a part of his mysterious, exciting world, Sophie actually fabricates a thrilling story. That is, a story about his chance meeting with Danny Casey, the young Irish football star at Arcade. She paints a vivid picture of their meeting, describing Cassie's gentle green eyes and their brief yet magical conversation. She claims that she wanted his photograph for her younger brother Derek, but neither of them had a pen or paper. And to make the story even more convincing, she kept on adding details. Like she told that even Denikese promised they would meet again next week so he could give her his autograph. But when Geoff expresses doubt, Sophie does not back down. Instead, she builds upon the fantasy, adding an even bolder claim, that is, Casey asked her on a date. Now, the more she told the story, the more she started believing it herself. It was all in her mind, but she considered it true and actually went to the canal path where Sophie waited for Danny Casey in the evening. And as she sat for him and time passed with no sign of him, ultimately she realized that Danny Casey would not come. She sat there alone, her heart sinking with weight of unfulfilled hope. And this moment of waiting and the realization that he would not come symbolize the crushing disappointment that often accompanies unrealistic dreams. Sophie's journey in the story is a reminder to the delicate balance between ambition and illusion. Dreams can be a source of hope, but without a grip on the reality, they can also lead to painful disillusionment. Sophie's cycle of dreaming and disappointment in her mind actually highlights the emotional landscape of a teenager caught between aspiration and reality. In truth, in real, actually, Sophie had never met Danny Casey. The only time she had ever seen him was from a distance when she, with her family, was united play a football match with her family. But her imagination was so powerful that she turned that distant glimpse into an elaborate tale, one she desperately wanted to believe. This chapter is balancing dreams and reality. Ambition is essential, but dreams must be backed by hard work and it must be grounded. Sophie is always lost in unrealistic dreams, ignoring the effort needed to achieve success. The story warns against living in a dream world. Without perseverance, dreams lead only to disappointment. The second important theme of this chapter is family versus individuality. Sophie's aspirations clash with her family's expectations. While she dreams big, the family member dismiss her ambitions, offering no support. This highlights the struggle between personal dreams and societal constraints, emphasizing the value of encouragement in achieving success. Finally, this chapter also highlights that escapism as a coping mechanism. And for Sophie, her fantasy is an escape route from her mundane life. However, relying on dreams instead of action leads to disappointment. The story reminds us that while dreams offer hope, only effort turns them into reality. Move to the title aptness. On the surface, going places represents Sophie's dream to explore, experience luxury, and break free from her limited world. She dreams of success and adventure, imagining herself in a glamorous places beyond her reality. Ironically, the title highlights the opposite. Sophie and those around her are stuck in the same socio-economic cycle with little chance of upward mobility. The only place Sophie goes is into her fantasies, far removed from reality. The story reveals the harsh truth. Without effort and opportunity, dreams remain just dreams. This story is extremely rich in symbolism, where various elements in the story represent deeper meaning. Some of the other elements are as follow. For example, the boutique, a symbol of Sophie's aspiration. It represents everything she longs for, be it wealth, beauty, independence, and admiration. The biscuit factory is a harsh reminder of reality. It symbolizes the limited opportunities available to Sophie due to her working class background. The bow on Sophie's mother's apron actually is a contrast between expectation and reality. It reflects the societal pressure on women to appear graceful and beautiful even when their lives are filled with hardship and monotony. Finally, Sophie's mother's sigh is a symbol of unfulfilled dreams. It represents the quiet resignation of a woman who once had aspiration but has now accepted the limitation of her life.